Online estimates, Zestimates, and home values are an accurate representation of my home's value. Welcome back to another episode of Fridays with the Fiddle Fig, where we cover common questions, misconceptions, and myths about real estate. This is a common question and misconception we see almost daily in our industry. An example of this that I run into quite commonly amongst clients is a seller client coming to me and saying they saw their online estimate and they feel their house is worth that value. The problem with this is oftentimes the online estimates don't take into account that human factor that a real estate agent can have when estimating the value of your home. For example, you could have a house that's across the street from a large apartment complex or on a super busy street, or you've done significantly more remodels than all the other houses that are of the same size and on the same lot size and in the same neighborhood as yours, which would potentially value your house more than some of those comparables that these online estimates are using. These are things a computer-generated number can't really take into account. And this is why we often see these numbers inaccurate. So let's look at a few examples to give you an idea of what we're talking about. The first example, I'll use my own personal home. The Zillow estimate is estimating it at about $741,000. Realtor.com has the same house, same yard size, same bedroom count, listed at $756,000. And Redfin, again, same specs, same house, has it listed at $762,000. There's about a $20,000 difference there, all using the same information, all the same house. So it's quite interesting to see that large of a span. Now, these all are in the relatively accurate zone. I would say that my house is actually worth about that somewhere in between there. But it's just interesting to see how big of a difference each one of these platforms are. So when you're looking at that, you may see those differences, and it can cause a lot of confusion for our clients. Another great example is a house we're actually getting ready to list on the market. We're going to be putting it on the market probably next week. We have a decided price of $649 to $699. We're using the price range on it there. And let's look at what the three online sources are saying this house is worth. This house is not on the market yet, but we're going to look at the online estimates. So we have Zillow estimating this 2-bedroom, 1-bath house at $582,000. We have Realtor.com estimating the same house at $605,000. And Realtor.com, again, taking the same exact house, and they're estimating it at $506,000. There's quite literally a $100,000 span on the same house. Now, the last time this house sold was about 10 years ago. So I think this is a very good example of how skewed these numbers, how inaccurate some of these numbers can be, and how they can lead some sellers to be rather upset about their home value and other sellers to assume that their house is worth a little bit more than it actually is. In this example, they're estimating the property, I think, significantly lower than what the house will actually sell for. So what's this tell me? It tells me online estimates are fun, shiny objects. Everybody loves to look at them. They like to see instant gratification of what their home is worth. And I even find myself looking at them sometimes to say, what are these estimates saying about this property? But when it comes down to it, they're just not that accurate. They're either too high in many cases or too low in other cases, or just really far off. We want to make sure you have an accurate value of your home. So if you would ever like a complimentary market analysis, please don't hesitate to reach out, and we would be more than happy to provide one to you. I'm John Selby with the Selby team, and this is another episode of Fridays with the Fiddle Fig, where we cover common questions, misconceptions, and myths about real estate. And as always, if you have a topic you would like us to cover on a future episode, leave it in the comments or shoot us an email, and we'd be happy to make sure it's covered. Have a good one.